very important ceremony because flags do tend to get weathered with age, and there's people are very, I myself included, are very reserved about how you want to get rid of a flag, and it's to be done with dignity, with respect, and it's my hats off to Alan McKinnon for organizing this event and for making it people able to do so in a respectful manner to get rid of the flags.
It was a great, huge event for the community. It's kind of surprising that there hasn't been one before, but I think it's a great educational opportunity where they incorporated the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts from the area. I was here with my 6-year-old daughter who learned that the proper way to dispose of an American flag, which I think past generations learned pretty young, and I don't know if it's as taught to them this day and age. So it was a great opportunity for the children to learn and for the seniors to see it happening as well, and a revitalization of patriotism here.
Alan McKinnon is doing a great job in recognizing veterans, current and past and future. I think this is an outstanding thing, and it does make those who have not served think a little bit more about what has gone on in their lifetimes, and I just think it's a great thing. There should be more of this across the country.
Oh, I think it just pulls us together because there was such a need in our community people have these flags in their basements and their attics all over, and just they don't know what to do with them, and they're tattered and torn, and some of them are very sentimental. You know, they were draping over a casket, or they were flown at the house or wherever, but they don't want to throw them in the trash, and that's the wrong thing to do anyway. So I thought that the cemeteries in our community, since I'm a cemeterian, I just felt that we needed to have some way that we could come together on a ceremony. So I talked to the Boston City Cemetery at Mount Hope, a new director, Tom Sullivan, and I said, Tom, you have some flags that we can have? Because I had 6,000 of my own, and so he gave me 12,000, and together we just pulled them together, and I talked to a couple other cemeteries, and that was my first intention, was to help the other cemeteries to retire their flags in a dignified, respectable manner. Not that they didn't have programs themselves, because some of them did, but for us that we're just burning, like I said, burning in a barrel in a snowstorm, so nobody would call the police on us because all the smoke. That was I think this is, like I said, a more dignified, respectable way to retire the flag in our community.
Thank you. It really was. It was just amazing, and I was just talking with people how tremendous it was to get all these generations involved with this, because these will be the children's memories, and they'll remember this when they get older. And this is what we should be doing, getting people early on understanding about how important this country is and our flag.
I was feeling like I am retiring a flag that was once flown for a long time, and I should be honoring this flag while I'm cutting it.
I'm happy to see a large crowd. I'm happy to see especially the young kids, the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts and the Girl Scouts. That means a lot to me also, because it shows that they respect, what has happened in the past. Because if you don't remember what happened in the past, you're in trouble about the future. So I feel good about them. I think they'll grow up to be good citizens and carry on from where our generation was.
I think it means a great deal as far as showing respect for your country. It gives me great pleasure to see that there's children out here that are doing that. When you hear a lot of bad things in the world about how youth have gone awry and how they've gone away from these values that we hold so dearly, that many people have given their lives and given their time so that we can come out and enjoy such freedoms. And these children that come out here and give their time, and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, I'm very happy to know that there's still someone that's going to take the torch when I go away.
Hopefully they'll grow up and change uniforms into that of the United States services. It's an incredible learning opportunity for these kids, and I just applaud all of it. It's tremendous.
It is. I'm the president of the board of Ethos, and it's a true honor to be working with these great people. And yes, Bridget Boyle and Janice Williams were just amazing, getting volunteers here, getting the word out to our veterans that generally would have been at a luncheon today sponsored by Ethos, and they very nicely said, why don't we all work together? And just getting the seniors out, which is great.
Well, you hear so many things about people protesting burning the flag illegally and whatever. But this is a great way of the tattered flags being retired properly. So not only the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, we had the EMTs here, we had the Boston Fire Department and the Boston Police Department, as well as the whole community showed up this morning.
It was very touching to me because I lost a lot of friends in Korea. We were stationed in Guam at first, and when the war broke out, they shipped us all over to Korea. And I lost about 5 or 6 friends. Then every Veterans Day, it brings back memories of my friends. And I light candles for them in the church, and I try to attend all the patriotic events. Absolutely. Tears came to my eyes, especially when they played taps. And tears came to my eyes when the Boy Scouts put the flags in. And I brought a flag too, and I put it in. My flag flew over the White House for 1 hour or whatever. And it's just a great feeling to see the whole community come together. I only put the flags on. I had 4 cemeteries to do, and I used to have help, and my help has all gone on to the great reward. So now we've had the Boy Scouts doing them for the last 2 or 3 years. But I do see them, some are tattered. I try to pick them up and save them, and I burn them in my house.
The work was done by Alan, Mary Mulvey, Jacobson, and Richie Gormley, who's a tremendous asset to this community in many different ways, but especially to the veterans. And as a Vietnam veteran himself, he gives so much back to this community. So it was a huge success, a huge home run. I couldn't believe the number of people that were here.
This was we didn't know how it was going to work, but we got the right people together, apparently, because I think it was a wonderful day. And for so many years, he's been so actively involved in our Memorial Day service, which generally captures about 1,000 people. Right. And Pumpkin Day, which he just had recently, which is a wonderful event for families and children. They had about 2,000 people at that event. Right. And he does sponsors all kinds of walking tours with Age Well West Roxbury and Ethos, and historical tours with the West Roxbury Historical Society, and he really does a lot of community work.
Every veteran and their families, today's their day.
It's our pleasure, and this will be an annual event for our community.
You know, when you live in a place as amazing as Boston, it's easy to forget some of the very best things about it. The JFK Library and Museum is well worth bringing the whole family and making a day of it. And that's what Around Town is all about. It's always fun and informative and always changing. So be sure to check out our show schedule online at bnntv.org. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Ann Canas, and I'll be seeing you around town.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitri is going to sing for us, Proud to be an American.
If tomorrow all things are gone, words from my life, and I had to start again, my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, but at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones that gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and us still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart. It's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend us still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend us till today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.